All right, just like you, we've all been sick to our stomach, nauseated about the onslaught of political violence in America. Here are some instances of what we've experienced over the last few years. Remember Justice Kavanaugh? They didn't like that he was confirmed. There was a plot and plan to take him out. Paul Pelosi attacked in his house. It could have got a lot worse. Took a long time to recover. Just horrific by some deranged guy living in a camper. Of course, the assassination attempt, we still have a lot of questions on. July 13th in 2024 over in Butler. President did not only got up, but would go back and have a event there. But now with bulletproof vest, you can understand. This clown is actually on trial right now representing himself. He wanted to kill President Trump as he made the turn at his golf club in Palm Beach, Ryan Ruth. And then this, just blocks away from here, 2 blocks away from here, the CEO on a conference gets executed by Luigi Mangione. We find the guy eating a Happy Meal over in Pennsylvania, and some people think he's a hero. Governor Shapiro's house burned down simply because anti-Semitism's raging. Thankfully, he is okay, but a message was sent, but he's not taking a backward step. We know about the execution of this young couple over in Washington, and then June 14th, these Minnesota legislators were knocked out, were killed. Something to do with what's going on locally. They didn't like what Tim Walz was doing, or a former staffer of Tim Walz. Regardless, deranged actions, life and death is the deal. My View host Lara Trump joins us now. Lara, as I go through this timeline, what are you thinking?
Well, obviously, we're all talking about Charlie today, right? And Brian, a father, a husband, a friend, and probably the greatest political figure of a generation is gone today because one guy decided that he was evil and he was worth murdering in cold blood. And we have to ask ourselves, how did we go from a country where we were able and founded upon the idea of civil debate to a place where you can shoot someone and kill them the way this guy did Charlie based on having a differing opinion? And, you know, you look at the way, especially, I think, conservatives have been framed by the legacy media, the names we've all been called. Charlie's been called those names. Donald Trump has been called those names. But conservatives as a whole have been called fascists and Nazis and racists consistently. Those kind of words evoke a visceral reaction in people. True racists, true Nazis, and true fascists are horrible individuals. Charlie was none of those things. Donald Trump is none of those things. But we saw 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump's life. Someone actually killed Charlie over what they thought, you know, I'm sure was a warranted thing because those kind of people are evil. But Brian, look at what the legacy media has parroted, the way they have consistently framed conservatives in those ways over the past decade, really. What do you expect to happen? At a certain point, people are going to start to take matters into their own hands. We have to be responsible for our words. Words have consequences. And so, sadly, this is what happens. Sadly, you have assassination attempts on a former and current president. Sadly, Charlie Kirk is no longer with us. These people need to start reporting the truth and stop putting words out there they know are not true.
I have hope that things are going to turn, that I'm going to disagree with you on your policy. If you're in Washington, this is the message. The government shutdown is going to be the next time people have an opportunity to say disparaging things about each other. It's coming up this week, and we'll see if anyone learned anything from what the execution of Charlie Kirk this week. Meanwhile, what do you have tonight on My View?
Well, obviously, we're honoring Charlie's legacy tonight. And, you know, I've wanted to have this individual on my show for a long time. I didn't think this would be the way I would do it. Eric Trump, my husband, who is a friend of Charlie's, is going to come on and talk all about him and remembering him. We have Dean Phillips, who is a Democrat. We talk about the ways we can unify in the midst of all of this. Scott Presler, who is another mobilizer out there who's going to continue on what Charlie started. And then we have Howard Lutnick. You know, we can't forget this was the week of September 11th. Howard, our Commerce Secretary, lost a lot of people on September 11th, 2001, and he's remembering that as well.
Right. Erica, not only is he a great guest for you, to see you two together is fantastic. I talked to him yesterday on the radio. His book chronicles everything your family's been through that's coming out is really important. Larry Trump, thanks so much. Best of luck tonight. We'll all be watching. That is tonight at 9 o'clock.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.